around on electric power alone, the N760e and 750e both can drive for around 50 miles on electric power alone. BMW has revealed the new 7 Series and i7 side by side for a reason. They're built using lots of shared parts. If you put the two car chassis side by side without the engine, motors or batteries, they'd look almost...
Sat kena padam dulu sound. Kalau aku tak padam sound, saya kena blacklist. Kena flag. So anyway, sorry lambat lagi hari ni. Biasalah, more habis lambat lagi jumpa member dia sembang rabung. Tak mau nak habis tau, sembang rabung kan. Entah sembang rabung tu bang kan. Sembang berai mana, sembang layan sembang. Tu yang lambat tu. Tapi apapun kita mai balik dah, kita bagi hidup juga channel ni malam ni. Kita cerita sikit tentang ni 7 series ni lah. Dapat pendapat kawan-kawan sebenarnya. Nak tanya hampa tengok dah kereta ni kan. Dia punya premier tadi dalam pukul 7 macam tu lah, time kita buka posa tadi lah, dia punya world premier dia tadi. So ada satu long presentation tadi, sejam lebih punya presentation. Yang ni kita ada 2 short video lah, nak tengok dia punya reka bentuk ni semua kan lah. Jadi pertama sekali kita nak minta kawan-kawan komen sikit, cerita lah ni, hampa suka ke tak suka dengan kereta ni 7 series yang baru ni kan. Jadi 7 series yang baru ni, kita tengok dia punya apa yang telah berlaku pada saya lah, pada pendapat saya lah kan. Pendapat saya ialah BMW dah ambil beberapa idea penting daripada Rolls-Royce. Sebenarnya ni daripada Rolls-Royce. Pasal apa? Dekat sini lah kita paling nampak sekali ya. Kita tengok kat sini ya. So bila kita tengok dia daripada tepi ni, terutama sekali ya, kat sini. Dia tadi bila kita tengok dia punya presentation tadi, Chief Designer Adrian Van Hooydonk pun cakap dia punya gaya ni monolitik. Dia punya rupa dia lah monolitik, maksudnya bongkah lah, sebongkah. Dia memang nampak sebongkah. Dan bila kita cerita monolitik ni, memang kita tengok kereta satu lagi jenama yang memang menggunakan reka bentuk style monolitik ni secara ekstrim ialah Rolls-Royce. Di mana Rolls-Royce memang nampak macam sebongkah besi. Dia tak nampak macam sebongkah batu yang you chisel nak bagi jadi macam tu lah. So that's the same look and feel yang 7 series ni cuba nak tiru daripada gaya Rolls-Royce tersebut. Dan kita tengok dekat tepi ni paling jelas sekali dekat sini lah, dekat angle ni. Memang bila kita tengok dia punya very clean window lines, tak ada nampak dia sorok dia punya quarter light ni. Dan dia punya Hofmeister King tu dia accentuate lah, dia bagi besar chrome finish lah. So kalau kita tengok tepi ni memang very clean, dia tak ada any kind of fancy lipat-lipat ke apakah character line. Dia macam Rolls-Royce tepi very clean, tapi ada very strong wheel arch. Nampak ni wheel arch dia very strong, very prominent. Dia bukan prominent, tapi dia nampak very strong. It helps the car to settle down onto the road. That's how visually it settles down onto the road. And daripada depan juga the same thing happens. Bila kita tengok dia gunakan line tepi ni kan. Kita tengok Rolls-Royce ada line tepi tegak dia naik ke atas dan jadi bonnet line. Yang ni dia tak naik sampai atas lah, tapi kat tepi, dia main kat tepi saja. Dan Rolls-Royce juga menggunakan reka bentuk lampu yang ke dalam macam ni. Tapi untuk BMW dia buat 2 lapis. Dan mengikut Adrian Van Hooydonk, reka bentuk lampu 2 lapis ni hanya untuk model puncak dia lah. Maksudnya dia punya flagship model sahaja. Dia punya super premium model saja. Dan maksudnya X7 dengan 7 series aku rasa mungkin kalau 8 series lah, mungkin 8 series juga akan dapat gaya ni lah. Tapi kiranya dia punya flagship model saja yang akan dapat reka bentuk ni lah. Dan reka bentuk lampu bawah ni memang kalau kita tengok pada Rolls-Royce tu, dia memang menghasilkan satu gaya yang macam mana nak cakap, rupa dia macam ada sikit bengis, aloof, not so friendly. Rolls-Royce tak friendly. Rolls-Royce is not a friendly car. Rolls-Royce memang direka bentuk untuk menjadi tidak friendly. Rolls-Royce memang direka bentuk menjadi satu kereta yang official looking. Dia memang rupa dia very official. Dia very formal. So this one memang mendapat a certain level of formalism in the face. And cuma diringankan sikit dengan menggunakan lampu kecil kat atas ni lah, jadikan 2 tingkat ni jadi macam slightly, ever so slightly less formal. Pasal dia mati kat bawah ni Kalau macam Rolls dia naik sampai atas. Dan kita tengok dekat sini memang kita tengok line ni akan terus ke sini dan grill ni dia berlipat ke belakang. So yang tegak, elemen tegak tu hanya like 2/3 of the way up. So the formalism dia tu slightly less than a Rolls Royce. Kalau you tutup yang bahagian atas ni akan nampak lah gaya dia tutup ni semua kan, you akan nampak that formalism yang datang daripada Rolls Royce tu. And that monolithic punya design is what helps to establish Rolls Royce punya formalism. Orang kata dia punya grill tu Parthenon grill lah. Parthenon tu ialah satu building ataupun temple in ancient Greek, zaman Yunani dulu. Memang itu temple yang sangat grand, dan kita tengok rekabentuk dia very formal. It's a very formal design, and this formalism ni I suspect kenapa BMW bergerak ke arah ni ialah kerana dia orang sedar sebenarnya untuk dia move forward sekarang ni, dia nak establish kereta ni sebagai both dia punya ICE flagship dengan dia punya EV flagship sekali. So dia ada 7 series dengan dia ada i7, same bodywork, slightly different grille, slightly different front end, slightly different in terms of the air scoops dan apa semua, and trim dia, tapi basically they're the same car. But bila you tengok macam ni, dia nak kena establish satu gaya yang uber, satu gaya yang super luxury. Dan untuk mendapat gaya super luxury, dia tak ada cara lain. Inilah cara dia. Untuk Mercedes-Benz, dia mungkin rasa jenama dia dah cukup gah, so dia boleh buat kereta yang a bit more flowing. Tapi Mercedes-Benz juga sebenarnya mencuri reka bentuk gaya formal daripada 1930-an kalau kita tengok lah. Di mana kita tengok untuk Mercedes-Benz, dia punya moncong panjang dan ekor dia pendek, dan reka bentuk lampu. Tapi sekarang reka bentuk lampu dia dah tak vertical dulu lah. Dulu the previous S-Class lampu dia macam vertical sikit kan, sekarang dia memang cross, jadi nipis kat belakang lah. Tapi dia punya depan dia tu masih lagi agak tempered down lah, formal. Mungkin 2 generations ago dia very formal lah, so sekarang dia dah macam jadi slightly more gentler lines lah. Tapi BMW went the opposite direction, dengan very formal punya design. Kita tengok kat bahagian tepi ni, kita tengok tak ada embellishment. Even dia punya door handle ni, dia punya chrome dengan black finish. Nampak? It's very deliberate. Dia punya choice of dark finish kat dalam ni dengan chrome surround ni. Memang bila you tengok, nampak that is a purpose. It's very formal. This is a door handle. I make no bones about it. I don't hide it. This is a door handle. It should be here and it is here. So this formalism you nampak everywhere. Daripada tengok cara dia aturkan chrome ni daripada bawah ni, the foundation is chrome. Kita tengok dekat bawah sekali, depan grill ni, dekat dia punya spoiler depan, kat dagu dia ni ialah chrome. Dia carry chrome ni sini sampai ke belakang. Dan kita tengok dia punya shape ni, this monolithic shape ni memang sesuatu yang menjadikan kereta ni nampak sangat formal. Yang kat belakang ni, kat sini nampak macam slightly maybe less successful design in terms of making it like super formal lah pada aku lah. Sebab dia punya bumper ni, pada aku kat sini bumper ni nampak macam dia slightly I don't know, nampak macam not a bit too casual cara dia scallop bumper tu keluar. Maybe kalau dia letak lagi more vertical horizontal lines just to stack it up properly, then maybe it'll look even more formal lah. Tapi I guess this is I don't know kenapa dia buat macam tu, tapi kita nampak kat tepi ni ada tailway ni, still is there some aerodynamic punya reasons, could be lah one of the reason kenapa shape dia macam ni lah. Tapi kat belakang kita tengok dia punya formalism tu carry dengan dia punya line straight, ni line kat sini, and that's it. There's no other line. Yang ni line ni memang bertemu, nampak ni. This line also meets here, tapi dia tak ada nothing fancy to show it off lah. Dan this line also takes into account this line, dia also kind of meet kat sini jugalah. So there is a lot of formalism lah in terms of the proportion, in terms of the line play, where all lines meet at a certain point, you know. It's very formal design. Dan design yang macam ni, saya percayalah dia akan jadi sangat popular di Asia dan juga di Amerika Syarikat lah. Kenapa saya cakap macam tu? Sebab kita tengok the last time BMW design something so formal, super formal, ialah E65, iaitu yang direka bentuk oleh Chris Bangle. This is a very formal car also. Kalau kita tengok kereta ni, dia memang stack. All the design is all stacked. Memang designed to give presence. Bila kita bercakap dengan Chris Bangle, dia cakap memang kereta ni designed to give presence. Dia ada exterior volume yang besar that makes it sit on the road and has presence. Dia memang direka bentuk untuk nampak besar, dan ada sebab-sebabnya lah, kerana dia kata di pasaran Amerika Syarikat dan di pasaran Asia memang orang suka kereta yang ada road presence. Pasal sebelum tu, kalau kita tengok kenapa BMW bergerak ke sini, ialah model yang sebelum tu orang panggil 7 Series James Bond E38 kalau kata tak silap saya. So yang itu masalah dia, it's very sleek, very beautiful, tapi dia duduk sebelah dengan W140. Anak gajah Mercedes tu masa tu cukup formal. Besar, upright grille, belakang line semua tegak-tegak, everything is very formal. And it sold so well, sangat-sangat laku di Amerika Syarikat dan di Asia. Dan 7 Series tak boleh nak compete. Jadi dia sedar bahawa sebenarnya untuk kereta saiz macam ni, dia kena ada that certain formalism in the design. Tak boleh terlalu sleek, tak boleh terlalu sporty. So they came up with this car. And this car proved to be very successful. Even though bila kita tengok mula-mula tu kita macam kurang faham, kita nampak macam kenapa kereta ni rupa dia macam ni. Tapi bila kita duduk dalam Chris Bangle, dia explain, dia cerita kat kita, dia kata yang ni macam ni, kenapa macam ni, you need that certain level of formalism, a certain level of presence, baru kereta tu boleh nampak gah di atas jalan raya. Dan ini gah ni penting untuk pasaran Asia dan juga pasaran Amerika Syarikat. Di Eropah dia orang tak begitu penting sangat. Malah di Eropah orang macam malu sikit kereta kalau nampak terlalu besar. And that's why bila you tengok, even when you look at European cars lah, yang in the same class as the 7 Series and S-Class, there's one brand yang memang kekalkan dengan dia punya European ideals yang tak pernah ikut dia orang ni semua, itu Audi. And if you look at the Audi A8, dia memang satu kereta yang besar tapi tak nampak besar. Because that is the ultimate in terms of the European idealism. Dia nak besar tapi dia tak mau menunjuk. Dia nak the car to shrink and sort of kind of disappear into the surrounding. The same dengan Jaguar. Dulu kalau tengok Jaguar XJ punya series lah yang sekarang ni pun, it kind of mellows down and shrinks. Even kalau you tengok brand macam Renault dulu lah. Renault dia ada dia punya Safran, Citroen dia ada dia punya XM. Semua cars yang besar tapi dia macam shrink. Dia tak nampak besar. Opel pun dia ada dulu Commodore dia kan. So they all kind of shrink lah. So that's how the European ideal. Tapi because BMW is a very global brand and they have a very strong presence, especially in China dan Amerika Syarikat. Jadi dia nak kena hasilkan satu rekabentuk yang macam ni. That is why kita tengok this new 7 Series rupa dia macam ni, dan saya percaya model ni akan laku sangat-sangat. Dan satu lagi yang agak penting lagi bila kita tengok kereta ni adalah interior dia lah. Jadi interior kereta ni ialah di mana BMW cuba dapatkan this fantastic wow factor dengan cara yang berbeza daripada yang kita tengok yang lain. Sebagai contoh, kita tengok dia punya dashboard ni is very neat, very simple. Dia tak ada macam Mercedes-Benz dengan dia punya mega screen going super tacky. Tak. It's a very tacky interior but somehow managed to look traditional. To be the same, to be consistent dengan dia punya formalism kat bahagian luar tadi. The formal design language is carried into the interior through these simple minimalistic shapes and designs. That's why kalau kita tengok dalam interior Rolls-Royce juga very minimalist. Saya tunjuk sikit. Tunjuk sikit. Tengok Ghost punya interior. Bila kita tengok Phantom punya dashboard lah, saya tunjuk sikit lah. Bila kita tengok ni, bila kita nampak ni, kita faham sikit lah dia punya formalism ni tu apa maksud saya bila saya cakap tentang formalism ni. So you tengok Rolls-Royce punya interior, very formal, straight lines, simple. You ada screen, but it's a screen. Dia tak macam Mercedes-Benz jadi macam mega screen ke apa. Tak, semua teratok. Dia ada everything in its place, and a place for everything, and everything in its place. It's about hierarchy, nampak jelas. These are all just visual cues to that the driver ataupun the owner wants to reinforce. Because people yang beli kereta ni ialah people in the upper echelon of society. They are in the upper class. They are in the T20 or maybe T1, bukan T20, the T1, in the top 1% of society. And they are the people in power. They are the people in charge. They own businesses. So they are the ones yang nak reinforce hierarchy. So the hierarchy is clear even in their product, in the things that they buy. Because that's why they buy exclusive, expensive things. Because that is apa orang panggil a clear indication of hierarchy. You can't afford the things that I buy. Dia pakai jam mahal, suit mahal, That's hierarchy. That's how they show off the hierarchy through their clothes, through everything. So this Rolls Royce thing, memang Rolls Royce ni is clear, it's about hierarchy. If before this 7 Series, you mungkin fikir dia sporty ke tak, now they've abandoned all that. They've decided that this car is going to be all about formality. This all about formality, and look at this interior. There's no gadgety thing, tak ada macam Mercedes tunjuk mega screen, giga screen apa. No. We're not kids here. Tapi ada benda yang dia macam terbalik pula kan. Tak apa. Kita tengok ni sikit dulu. Okay, dia punya interior very clean, very minimalist. Dan kalau you tengok dia punya material yang dia pakai pun ni crystal, dan seat dia cover dia pakai cashmere, wool, linen kot silap saya. Material yang kita fikirkan sebenarnya material tu is more luxurious than leather kalau kita nak fikirkan sebenarnya. Sebab leather ni, the only reason you pakai leather pasal leather senang cuci. But actually kalau you duduk kat rumah, you prefer fabric seats. I don't know lah, saya suka fabric punya covered sofa. Saya tak suka leather covered sofa. Pasal bila kita duduk kat leather covered sofa, dia, I don't know, it doesn't feel as nice as duduk kat fabric sofa. Because when you sit on the fabric sofa, dia betul-betul terletak kita. And that is why in Japan, for example, bila you tengok Toyota Century, dia punya upholstery dia ialah wool. Dia tak bagi leather seats. Because in the upper echelon in Japan, the emperor semua, dia tak nak leather seat, dia orang nak wool seats. Dia orang nak fabric seats. Because itu yang betul-betul selesa. Because it's not about senang cuci tau. Because they don't care about that. And that's why I think the 7 Series, of course, dia punya storyline, dia kata ini semua sustainable, which is sustainable lah, of course lah. It's wool, it's cashmere pun daripada bulu binatang. So benda ni semua yang renewable resources. So the storyline yang dia cerita ialah renewable, luxury yet renewable. But the reality is those are memang a new way of looking at luxury. And tapi ada bukan kata dia tak techy ni, tengok ni. Dekat seat belakang tu dia ada macam screen yang control everything. The way Adrian Van Hooydonk cakap, dia macam shy technology. Dia macam try to disappear a little bit. So screen ni you boleh bagi dia disappear, boleh padam, bagi dia gelap. Bila you nak pakai, dia come up. So and this is going to be very impressive. For somebody yang owner of this car, it's going to be very impressive. And it's going to be a talking point. You know, it looks wow macam ni ya. So bila dia ada gas coming in pun dia nampak impressive. So it's formal but tech savvy. Formal but tech savvy. Bila kita tengok dia punya setting ni pun kita tengok the whole thing. The way that they aturkan ni ada satu screen besar yang turun ni daripada atas bumbung ni. Again, this is something yang tak pernah kita tengok screen besar macam ni. It's like an in-car movie theater basically. And it's connected to I think Amazon punya movie services ke apa benda, aku tak tahu, tapi dia kata connected lah. Dan it's memang certainly something yang you've never seen before. So they show off macam tu. It's still very neat and clean design. It's techy but somehow bila you bring down the screen macam tu, aku tak tahu lah, I mean it's still kind of gimmicky. I don't know whether orang yang beli kereta ni dia nak ada masa nak duduk belakang tengok movie ke tidak pun, whether they even watch movies these people so they're very busy people, so maybe they use that for dia punya kerja ke, nak tengok dia punya stock prices ke, whatever lah, yang perhatikan commodity prices ke, forex ke, kadang-kadang ni banyak agak orang forex ni kaya-kaya so this is forwardism, nampak tu, the language is all about the future. This dia dah forwardism but in a way yang macam mana, in a way this is forward of luxury lah, the future of luxury, the future of luxury, the future of style as it were. So ni pula dia punya video yang lebih panjang sikit, iaitu about 12 minutes, di mana Adrian Van Hooydonk dan beberapa lagi kawan-kawan dia bercakap lah, menceritakan tentang macam-macam jugalah benda yang dalam kereta ni. Dan kita tengok di sini dia emphasize more and give you more detail lah about why this is. So look at that, look at the tone of the car. So it might not kena dengan jiwa kita, tapi saya faham kenapa dia buat macam tu, because this is for orang yang nak kereta-kereta ni, memang dia nak kereta yang ada present sebenarnya, especially in Asia and the US. In Europe they're not so much like that, they're a bit embarrassed about wealth. But in Asia, even if it's not about wealth, then it's about hierarchy, because we do have that thing about hierarchy lah. In Europe, it's not so much. Ada, but they're embarrassed to talk about it. So they kind of try to be like a bit more subtle about it. That's why cars like the Audi A8 tu lah, gaya-gaya dia. Jaguar XJ, you know, Maserati Quattroporte tu tak juga lah. But that's the Italian interpretation lah, tengok. This is a very monolithic design, and kalau you pejam mata tukang grill depan ni memang Rolls Royce lah. Memang Rolls Royce lah. Pada aku lah memang nampak Rolls Royce lah. So ni Oliver Zipser, dan kita tengok lampu dia tu pun dia main lah, macam ada kristal kat lampu depan tu lah. Dan this is all they just playing in the detail lah, because the design has to be clean, monolithic, so you just play in the details, nak tunjuk that this car is very expensive, so I play in the details. Tengok tu. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that I like it or don't like it, but I'm just saying I understand kenapa BMW berganjak ke arah ni. And because of course it's also consistent lah dengan dia punya i7, iX dia, i4 dia, the grill tu makin besar, and the i series dengan same slab-sidedness, and the iX really has very slab-sided, and the slab side tepi tu I think has something to do with aerodynamics lah. And lampu depan tu clearly that is something that they got from Rolls Royce. Dia macam hooded light lah. So hooded light tu nampak some kind of serious sikit. And this car ada automatic door, dia buka automatic dan tutup pun boleh automatic, dan dia boleh gunakan tu, nampak tu automatic door. So these are all features yang technical features lah. Tapi dia tak shout out. Tu macam I cakap tadi, Van Hooydonk kata this is shy technology. Dia ada teknologi tu, tapi the technology doesn't stand out. It sort of hide into the background until you minta dan dia datang keluar. So you tengok dia punya rupa dia lah. So this car datang dalam version electric, which is called the i7. Kalau you tak mau, you boleh beli engine ICE, dan ada juga hybrid lah. So of course BMW memang lah dia tak percaya in committing 100% to EV yet. So we understand. Mungkin dia I mean, of course dia lebih faham, dia punya pembeli daripada kita lah, kan. So maybe they feel that still ramai yang nakkan kereta-kereta ICE. Now they might be wrong about it, or they might be right, kita tak tahu. But this year certainly would be very important for them, sebab the European market is very challenging sekarang. Markets are not growing, some markets are shrinking, but this car is memang something yang I think will raise eyebrows. That's certainly what it will do lah, raise eyebrows and make people look at the car. You tengok dia punya finishing dekat dia punya tingkap tadi tu. Dekat rear quarter light ni, nampak tu ada macam bintik-bintik apa tu, nampak ni. Macam further hiding the people. So kalau you tengok Rolls Royce, one of the most important feature dekat belakang Rolls Royce ni ialah the C pillar turun kat sini. You are hiding behind the C pillar. Yang ni tak. So this is how you macam slightly less formal than a Rolls Royce. Whereas a Rolls Royce you memang duduk belakang C pillar. The window is in front of you, tapi ni window kat sebelah you. So that has slightly less formalism, because that formalism tu is about protection. Protection from sight, protection from anything lah. So the solid metal C pillar to protects you from the outside. This one has slightly less of that lah in terms of the rear design. That's how it looks slightly less formal, but still try to be monolithic. Dan kat luar ni dia nak give the impression of formalism tu dengan menggunakan that chrome bar yang besar kat belakang tu, and that helps to establish the formalism of the design. And yeah, I mean of course he talks about art, but you tengok depan ni, there again, formal. I wouldn't say this is beautiful lah, but it's certainly something that makes you think. And if you think that art is something that makes you think, then I guess that qualifies lah, you know. This car does make you think about what it means to be a luxury car in the 2020s. And it's certainly an interesting interpretation. Tengok design is at crossroads. Aku tutup lah dia punya closed caption ni, saya memang bagi. It can inspire in a very personal and surprising ways. Tengok. And they keep playing about the lampu tu. And they talk about modernize experiencing it with everything, with all your senses. With all your senses. And this is exactly why. So dia kata semua benda lah yang dia gunakan ni is for all your senses to to experience it lah. Tengok tu. Dia kata they want customers to feel at home. So dia increasekan space dan keselesaan. Panjang dia punya wheelbase dia 3.2, almost 3.3. Tengok tu, dia punya interior. Cashmere wool and leather. Cashmere wool Cashmere wool. Jenuh nak jaga. Tengok tu, teknologi at their disposal, tapi dia pakai shy teknologi. Nampak? Dia menyorok. The number of switches dah kurang. Saya pakai touch screen, and of course touch screen dia boleh disappear bila kita tak pakai. So nampak very clean. Dan dia ada benda yang dia panggil interaction bar. Nampak tu? So that's a bit tacky kat situ lah, which I don't know whether I would like it. Aku tak tengok lagi. It might look impressive for a while, but after a while maybe benda tu banyak sangat menyala-menyala pun kita semak. Maybe there's a way to turn that off, because you want a calm interior. But I do love the wool, the cashmere wool interior. Aku suka sangat. Aku nampak memang wow. That one is wow. That one is wow. The cashmere wool. And of course this now is talking about the theatre kan. This theatre memang very impressive. You duduk kat belakang, memang you are, it's a completely different experience. You boleh guna macam-macam lah screen tu kan. Cuma belakang ni lah, ni still nampak clear, monolithic shapes, very clean. Nampak aku cakap tadi monolithic. Monolithic ni bongkah-bongkah ni macam cerita Rolls Royce lah. Kita ni aturan baru ni new light signature ni dah macam kelip-kelip ni. Ini hanya untuk brand top of the line, dia cakap. Yang lain tak dapat yang ni. This is the i7 yang elektrik punya. Dia punya grill tu landscape a bit cleaner. Human centric, human centric tech magic. Ni punya di sini sebenarnya dia punya catchphrases dia lah, catchphrases dia. Which I think the design works as an uber luxury car. This design works. So the 7 is now, kalau you nak fikirkan dia punya position tu, dia dah sekarang mungkin boleh duduk sama dengan S-Class dah. Mungkin dah potong dari segi dia punya formalism dia lah. But the S-Class used to be the paragon of power lah among the German big three. And kali ni, I mean, BMW has been doing this big car since E56 lah, A65, 56, A65. But now I think dia dah design ni dah sampai ke puncak dah. Dia dah faham dah. Dan inilah dia punya pinnacle of this design. So maybe the next one would have to be very different. But this is the last of the old kind of design. Now, while I understand the formalism dan kenapa dia nak ke arah ni, but I do feel that this could be a slightly dated approach to creating the future, or maybe it is not. I don't know, because I mean clearly they are talking about the future of luxury, kan? So maybe this is what the future of luxury looks like. Maybe the EQS is the wrong way to look at it, because I mean, to be fair, untuk BMW, they have Rolls Royce in their stable, and Rolls Royce does, in a certain extent, define the what symbolizes ultimate luxury. You know, the simplicity of the design, the sheer presence of the product. But here's the thing. In certain markets, macam kita orang biasa nak pakai Rolls Royce, tak terbeli lah. Tak terbeli. Bukan tak terbeli pasal, kalau kata second hand, berkata nak cari Silver Shadow sekarang. Silver Shadow berapa je? 100,000 tak sampai aku boleh dapat. Kalau boleh dapat yang biasa-biasa punya kan, yang tak terbeli lah. Pasal nak pakai tu tak sanggup. Pasal dia terlalu formal. So ini akan menjadi dia punya isu dia ialah, walaupun this is a very good interpretation of that formalism, sama ada that market we can translate into a wider audience. It might translate into a more loyal audience, macam Rolls Royce punya audience very loyal. Dia susah nak beli benda lain lah. Tapi whether dia boleh reach a wider market. Now, kalau katalah Rolls Royce tu sekarang, katalah Ghost pun katalah 800,000 dekat sejuta. That's before you put an options, and of course kalau you beli Phantom lagi mahal lah. So let's say the Ghost goes down to price to be the same as an S-Class or 7 Series. Aku tak rasa orang yang biasa beli 7 Series dengan S-Class akan sanggup nak pergi beli Phantom ataupun Ghost tu, sebab dia terlalu formal. And this is where I think, well, this is a good interpretation of that formalism and has great road presence. Now, I'm not sure that this translates to a wider market appeal. You know, for those yang mencari benda tu, this is perfect. This is the perfect design. But it becomes difficult maybe to move down into the second hand market, aku tak tahu lah, because well, but the E65 tak ada masalah pun, it still goes down quite well, but this is quite on another level lah. But maybe in the future this is what people accept as luxury, and it's not too snobbish, too formal, and too, I don't know, too plutocratic lah kan, to as it were. Maybe the BMW brand can I mean, that's bring it down a bit lah, because BMW is not Rolls Royce kan, so it makes it more acceptable lah. But I don't know whether this design then makes it more appealing. Macam the E65 pun masa mula-mula tu, people outside the actual buying market found it difficult to accept, but the people who are in the market to buy the car loved it. So I suspect this could be the same thing. You know, it could be the same thing. I think that's what they're going for lah. That's really what BMW is gunning for in this particular interpretation. So yeah, well, it's like, again, I cakap it's formalism lah, it's formalism. Dia sama macam bila you tengok apa tu, Rolls Royce Phantom lah. Aku tak pernah terasa Rolls Royce Phantom tu cantik lah kan? Tak cantik lah Rolls Phantom tu, tapi memang very official and nampak jelas lah ianya sebuah kereta yang memang you tengok dia tahu lah kan. Tengok look at how they do their punya video pun nampak. So this is what you have to look at bila you nak tengok. When you're looking at the 7 series, you kena tengok ni, you kena tengok the Phantom, you kena tengok Rolls Royce, because this is what they're gunning for, this is what they want, this is what they're looking at. Get the Phantom. This car is not a beautiful car, but not by any stretch of the imagination. To me, the Phantom is not a pretty car. It's not a pretty car, but it's imposing. Look at that. Look at that. Very imposing. Very thick A, B, C pillars. Makes no apologies about the chrome. Makes no apologies about dia punya size. Makes no apologies about dia punya opulence. About the size. It just makes no apologies. Look at that grill. That grill says, I do not apologize for my size and my imposition. I am an imposing car and I make no apologies about it. Look at that face. Look at that face. Look at that face. And look at this face. Look at that face and look at this face. Both of them are not apologizing for their imposition. It's for China and also for the US market. This is where markets yang they want car that is imposing. So it's not just about the China market, it's about also the US market lah. And I agree to a lesser extent, it's not for so much about the European market, which I think yeah, they will have, macam the E65 tu lah, masa dekat European market they suffered, but it's okay because they did very well in China and also in America. So the grill tadi tu, the size is growing bigger and bigger because BMW is becoming less and less apologetic about dia orang punya presence lah. To me, I feel, because you tengok grill dia sama dengan grill Rolls Royce ni, just becomes bigger, then it will just freeze at that size. Audi tried that earlier dengan dia punya Nuvolari grill lah. Kita tengok Audi pun ada juga yang cuba menghasilkan benda ni, but this is all actually sama aja, because the Germans ada this thing where you tengok Mercedes-Benz punya grill kan, Mercedes-Benz punya Maybach kan, grill biasa dia pun lah kan. So this is the Nuvolari grill ni. Memang inilah cerita dia. The Nuvolari Quattro. This is where they introduce the grill, the Nuvolari grill yang kita ada nampak sekarang kat semua Audi. So sebenarnya BMW punya approach ni taklah orang kata out of this world sangat. Audi dah mempelopori benda ni agak lama dulu dengan dia punya Nuvolari grill ni. Nampak tau ni. So this Nuvolari grill memang the first time Audi punya grill cross the bumper line and turun ke bawah and become one with the underbreather. So this is not something completely new. Audi dah buat, and of course Mercedes-Benz dengan punya Maybach punya Accelero konsep, semua try nak emulate. Ultimately dia orang semua try nak emulate Rolls-Royce punya grill. And to certain extent Bentley punya grill. Of course Bentley has a certain Bentley itu macam bad boy, kaya tapi bad boy. But whereas the Rolls-Royce is very prim and proper, you know, you sit upright. Yang Bentley punya owners dia macam racer, ganas sikit lah. So dia punya rupa dia lain, but still has a lot of formalism to the design. Sama, they are on the same level. You duduk Rolls-Royce sebelah Bentley, dia sama. Memang dia ada the same presence, the same feel that it carries. And this is what I think BMW is trying to emulate lah. So memang that is what it is lah in terms of dia punya design tu. Well, I think ramai kita akan split lah our opinion on this matter. But I think to be honest, we are not the target market lah. The target market will love it. The target market will love it. Lain lah feel dia. Lain lah feel dia. Feel dia memang lain lah. Aku agree lah. Feel dia lain lah. Feel dia lain lah. So kita tengok Hyundai Genesis. Ni G80 So bila kita tengok, sekejap aku nak cari Hyundai Genesis official. Okay, ni Genesis video. Genesis pun cuba benda yang sama juga. Genesis pun cuba nak menghasilkan benda yang sama juga, iaitu the certain kind of road presence, formalism, and you know, an imposing presence lah. But macam mana nak cakap macam mana ni dia tak sama, because it's not everybody can pull it off tau. It's not everybody that can pull it off. So bila kita tengok Rolls-Royce dengan Bentley Now Rolls-Royce dengan Bentley ni is particularly British. And the British somehow has this way of aggrandizing dia orang punya upper class and making it look desirable. Okay, the Queen, you know, the Earls and Sir, the Lords and Ladies, you know, they make it sound glamorous. Whereas the German tak tahu benda ni. That's why bila dia tengok Mercedes Maybach, gagal, segagal-gagalnya. Dia tak ada that presence, you know. And sama dengan Genesis ni, they don't have that, because Hyundai punya designers are mostly from Europe, and they don't really have that understanding. That's why kalau you tengok BMW dengan Volkswagen, because BMW own Rolls-Royce and Volkswagen owns Bentley, dia tak kacau tau, the designers. The look and feel dia serahkan dekat the British to maintain dekat crew, dekat Bentley kat mana? Bentley dekat crew lah kot kan. Rolls-Royce aku tak ingat lah, dia orang dekat tempat kampung mereka lah. Anyway, dia tak kacau. The British design those cars, because only the British really properly understand this. And sekarang ni kita tengok by osmosis lah. By osmosis, BMW punya designers dah serap sikit lah some of that understanding and some of that design tradition, you know, of designing something plutocratic for the royals. It's different. Because Rolls-Royce and Bentleys ni basically designed for the royals. Designed for the upper classes. The lords and ladies, the earls and barons and all that, you know. That's why it's completely different. When you tengok Bentley, it's like a racing car yang sebesar Rolls-Royce. Because it's memang for anak-anak lords and ladies ni yang kaya ni, daripada tak nak buat apa nak pergi racing, tapi nak kereta yang selesa, beli Bentley. Bila they're done with Bentley, they buy Rolls-Royce. That's what they drive in. And it's not like they're apologetic about it. Tak. Only in the UK, you can just drive a Rolls-Royce and just be lah. Then everybody knows who you are. Because the UK has a bit of a more of a hierarchical kind of society, which maybe the rest of Europe tak sangat. And that's why they just have that understanding. Which Genesis buat dia tak jadi macam ni sebab because they don't have that understanding of creating something yang official, you know. I mean, susah lah kita nak kata dia salah ke dia betul. It's just one interpretation. Basically, I will say to you again that EV ni dia macam smartphone. Sebab kelebihan EV banyak. Tak kira lah orang kata the car manufacturers kata apa pun, kelebihan EV kita senaraikan kelebihan dia. Pertama sekali, dia senyap. Yang kedua, dia punya performance dia dahsyat. Yang ketiga, sebab dia senyap, dia lebih selesa. And sebab the electric component tu more compact, you get more cabin space inside, more spacious. And because dia tak ada banyak moving parts, it's cheaper to maintain. And because electric motors are more efficient, energy efficient than ICE, whereas the ICE has maximum energy efficiency, thermal efficiency around 40, maybe 42-43% in some of the Atkinson cycle engine. But when you go Atkinson cycle, you have slightly lower energy thermal power density. So you at the end of the day, you can achieve maximum 40-45% energy efficiency. Whereas in an electric motor, kalau dah masuk dalam tu, dia punya efficiency dia 90% lah. From battery plus all the circuitry, maybe 85-90% efficiency. So double, at least double dia punya energy efficiency. So you have all these advantages. It's cheaper to run, cheaper to maintain, quieter, larger cabin, more comfortable. And of course now it's more advanced dengan macam-macam ciri-ciri yang datang daripada syarikat yang hanya fokus buat kereta elektrik. Yang tak fokus buat kereta elektrik, dia punya masih lagi sangkut kat dunia lama lah, where dia punya features tu masih lagi kind of old school, you know. And if you are among those yang macam tu, then you akan kata, yalah, ramai lagi orang nak ICE. But I don't know whether that is true. Pada saya rasa tak betul. Sebab apa? Kereta elektrik ni, the moment you bawa je, you mesti nak. The moment ni, okay, saya dah cakap ni banyak kali lah. I don't know whether you percaya I cakap tidak, tapi kereta elektrik ni, this is what I'm going to tell you again and again and again. Kereta elektrik ni macam smartphone. Bila hang tengok member hang ada, hang tengok sat, hang try, hang mau dah. Dia tak payah sembang kat hang, nak pujuk suruh hang beli, kata, weh, hang kena beli ni, weh, best ni. Hang tengok je dah, memang hang mau dah. Dia sama macam kereta elektrik. Hang duduk, hang bawa sekali, hang tak bawa, hang duduk dalam jadi passenger pun, hang dah mau dah. Just on the basis of comfort and performance saja. Belum lagi kita cerita the basis of maintenance, energy efficiency and whatever else. Rekabentuk tu terpulang pada masing-masing lah. Tapi dalam cabin features, you akan tengok, because there is new, especially this new electric brands, they have all sorts of functionality dekat dalam kereta tu. Pasal banyak pakai apa dia panggil, Google Forecast, Chrome Forecast, aku tak tahu apa dia panggil lah, but Google Forecast, that's an OS untuk kereta, which kalau kita tengok Volvo sekarang pakai, Polestar dengan Volvo pakai, that's why semua seamless, sini dari sini ke sini, sini ke sini, semua seamless, the whole thing feels like seamless. Pasal the OS tu is designed by people yang reti buat OS, iaitu Google, not designed by Volvo yang tak reti buat OS untuk human interface. Maybe dia yang pandai buat OS untuk engine, not this. That's why Volkswagen punya produk, bila dia decide nak pakai dia punya own OS semua untuk entertainment, kantoi. 6 months and still baru dapat lancarkan kereta dengan full functionality. And now kalau you tengok dia punya entertainment system, tak boleh lawan dengan Volvo punya. Because Volvo pakai Google, you tengok, lain lah. BMW punya still quite good, but still nanti bila kita nak connectivity, kita nak gunakan app apa semua yang pakai Google Forecast ni, atau Chrome Forecast ke ataupun Microsoft Forecast ni akan lebih seamless. Pasal itu memang kekuatan dia, Pak. You know, that's their strength. It's not the strength of these car companies. Okay, kalau ada apa-apa soalan saya tunggu Ustaz. Kalau tak ada kita boleh gerak dah lambat pukul 12 dah. Sorry lambat lagi hari ni. 11 suku 11.25 juga kita start. Nampak macam mana Morai habis lambat aku sembang dengan kawan-kawan. Jadi lambat balik mai. Apapun terima kasih lah kalau Mai tak ramai hari ni 11 orang je duduk lagi kat sini. Saya ucapkan terima kasih Mai. Macam biasa kalau boleh tolong aku sikit tekan butang like dan kongsi dengan member. Kalau nak tengok pendapat aku tentang 7 series lah. Aku sembang memang disembang lama. Dan juga tekan butang subscribe, ramai lagi belum subscribe dan tekan butang loceng. Besok kita ada satu episod yang agak special juga, iaitu kita ada interview dengan Zero Emission Vehicle Association ataupun ZEVA, dia punya presiden lah, Dr. Junaidi, dan kita akan cerita macam-macam lah tentang beberapa aspek industri kereta elektrik dan kenapa ZEVA tu wujud dan bagaimana dia nak menjadi satu pejuang untuk anjakan kita ke dunia elektrik dan kenapa dia nak berjuang. Macam-macam yang kita bincangkan and agak an eye opener jugalah tentang all the challenges being faced by the electric car industry. Okey, nampak macam dah tak ada soalan dah. So saya ucapkan terima kasih kerana datang. Pemandu Malaysia, pemandu yang berhemah, kita jumpa lagi esok. Doakan saya umur panjang dan ada rezeki untuk berjumpa lagi dengan tuan-tuan besok, insya-Allah.